Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us for this last hump day of 2022. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Wednesday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, before my conversation with model and actor Mykee Selkin discussing the year that's been 2022. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Wednesday headlines. In national news, co-leader of Whitmer kidnapping plot gets 16 years in prison. The co-leader of a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer was sentenced Tuesday to 16 years in prison for conspiring to abduct the Democrat and blow up a bridge to ease an escape. Adam Fox's sentence is the longest of anyone convicted in the plot so far, though it's significantly shorter than the life sentence that prosecutors sought. Fox, 39, returned to federal court 4 months after he and Barry Croft Jr. were convicted of conspiracy charges at his second trial in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They were accused of organizing a wild plot to whip up anti-government extremists just before the 2020 presidential election. Their arrest, as well as the capture of 12 others, was a stunning coda to a tumultuous year of racial strife and political turmoil in the U.S. The governor said Croft offered bomb-making skills and ideology, while Fox was the driving force, urging their recruits to take up arms, kidnap the governor, and kill those who stood in their way. But Judge Robert Junker said that while Fox's sentence was needed as a punishment and deterrent to future similar acts, the government's request for life in prison is not necessary to achieve those purposes. It is too much. Something less than life gets the job done in this case, Junker said, later adding that 16 years behind bars is still in his mind a very long time. Junker said he also considered the emotional baggage Whitmer has to carry due to the plot. In addition to the prison sentence, Fox will have to serve 5 years of supervised release. He'll also get credit for more than 2 years in custody since his arrest. In more national news, storm brings powerful winds, rain, and snow to California. Winter roared back into California after taking an almost summer-like break over the holiday weekend with warm and dry conditions that drew residents to the beaches in California. The first in a week of storms brought powerful winds, rain, and snow to the state, substantially lowering temperatures that topped 80 degrees in some areas over Christmas. There were numerous reports of roadway flooding and downed trees and branches as the storm blew into the northern half of the state and spread south, the National Weather Service said. Pacific Gas and Electric's website showed numerous power outages scattered across Northern California. Winter storm warnings were issued for the Sierra Nevada, where motorists were advised that travel could be hazardous. Chains or snow tires were required on some highways. Gusts up to 120 miles per hour were recorded on the Sierra Ridge tops, the Rio Nevada Weather Office said. Backcountry avalanche warnings were issued for parts of the mountain range. In more national news, bill forcing feds to fix prison cameras is signed into law. President Joe Biden signed into law Tuesday a bill requiring the Federal Bureau of Prisons to overhaul outdated security systems and fix broken surveillance cameras after rampant staff sexual abuse, inmate escapes, and high-profile deaths. The Bipartisan Prison Camera Reform Act, which passed on the Senate last year and the House on December the 14th, requires the Bureau of Prisons to evaluate and enhance security camera, radio, and public address systems at its 122 facilities. The agency must submit a report to Congress within 3 months detailing deficiencies and a plan to make needed upgrades. Those upgrades are required within 3 years, and the Bureau must submit annual progress reports to the lawmakers. In international news, Ukraine Foreign Minister aims for a February peace summit. Ukraine's foreign minister said this week that his nation wants a summit to end the war, but he doesn't anticipate Russia taking part, a statement making it hard to foresee the devastating invasion ending soon. The Ukrainian foreign minister told the Associated Press that his government wants a peace summit within 2 months at the United Nations with the Secretary General as a mediator. The UN gave a very cautious response. As the Secretary General has said many times in the past, he can only mediate if all parties want him to mediate, the UN Associate Spokesperson said this week. The Ukrainian foreign minister said Russia must face a war crimes tribunal before his country directly talks with Moscow. In business news, Southwest cancels more flights, draws federal investigation. Southwest Airlines scrubbed thousands of flights again on Tuesday in the aftermath of the massive winter storm that wrecked Christmas travel plans across the U.S., and the federal government said it would investigate why the company lags so far behind other carriers. A day after most U.S. airlines had recovered from the storm, Southwest called off about 2,600 more flights on the East Coast by mid-afternoon on Tuesday. And finally, in more business news, stocks mostly fall on Wall Street, adding to recent losses. Stocks were mostly lower Tuesday afternoon after the long holiday weekend, adding to the market's recent losses as Wall Street counts down its final days of trading in 2022 after a painful year for investors. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Ready for your Wednesday wake-up call? Make sure the people you are taking advice from are going in the direction of your goals you have set for yourself. If not, you may need to find new voices of reason to make sure you don't get off course. Have an amazing hump day. We are part of my conversation coming up with Mykee Selkin in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Model and actor Mykee Selkin joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the year that's been 2022 and his success. Here's a bit of our conversation. Mykee, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me, Cyrus.
Hey, glad to do it. So, Mykee, let's begin where we are. I mean, as I mentioned, great things happening for you. You have some movies out this year, of course, that people can be able to enjoy. But this has been a journey, though, that has been really years in the making. So what has it been like for you this year to kind of reflect on where you started and where you're kind of wrapping up the year?
Wow, that's a great question. Yeah, to wrap out the year with 2 movies coming out is really exciting. And as you said, as an artist, all the hard work, the years of sacrifice sometimes, and going back and forth in your mind, is it all worth it? Am I doing the right thing? To know that it all pays off is really remarkable. And I'm just so excited. And I'm really excited for people to see these movies.
Yeah. And here you are literally front and center in these 2 movies for this year, Mykee. I mean, is this kind of what the dream was like for you, to be able to not only to act, but also to have your work recognized this way?
Yeah, definitely. I think every actor who says they don't want to be recognized is kind of lying a little bit. We all love the little bit of adulation that can come from a little bit of the notoriety from these films when people see them, right? So it's really nice for people to recognize me. I mean, honestly, just the other day I was shopping at Whole Foods and this woman was like, "You look like an actor. I think I've seen you in something." And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. So yeah, it's really nice to feel all my hard work has paid off. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. Prepare to go on tomorrow's more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm host Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.